93 Boxing, I'm back with the quick video. Canelo Alvarez versus Triple G will fight after the Conor McGregor versus Floyd Mayweather fight, or other way around. It don't even fucking matter. All I want to say is this. Obviously, we hardcore boxing fans know it's a real fight. That's the real fight, right? Even though I have no problem with Mayweather McGregor, because it's not their fault. It's not Mayweather's fault or McGregor's fault that this makes a lot of money. It's the fans' fault that this makes a lot of money. Because they know, most people know it's a bullshit fight. They're still going to pay for it. Now, Canelo versus Triple G is still a big fight. No way is it as big as Conor McGregor versus Floyd Mayweather, but it's still a big fight. It's sold out pretty quick. And yeah, I personally think, obviously the Mayweather-McGregor fight is going to affect the sales, right, of the Triple G Canelo fight. But I feel like Canelo and Triple G, that fight particularly, can still make bigger sales than it will with the pay-per-view records, because it seems like, you look at the press conferences of Canelo and Triple G, it seems like a normal press conference. The only time there was excitement is when Billy Joe Saunders came up, and that had nothing to do with Canelo and Triple G. In the, like, between Canelo and Triple G, he just kind of came up and say, "Oh, why didn't you fight me?" The thing is, Canelo needs to talk some shit, and Triple G needs to talk some shit. You look at Conor McGregor versus Floyd Mayweather, right? They're talking shit, mad shit. And whether we think it's staged or not, because I personally think some of the shit might be staged. Whether we think it's staged, whether we think it's like whack, whether we think like they're both whack, or whatever it is, it's grabbing attention. People that didn't want to see this fight now all of a sudden want to see this fight, because there's obviously race involved. You know, people saying Conor McGregor's racist. If Floyd Mayweather is calling him a quote-unquote faggot, so obviously the homosexual community will probably tune in hoping to see Floyd Mayweather lose and shit. It's grabbing attention. It's grabbing headlines. Right? So, Canelo and Triple G, it being a big fight, it already is. The press conference has been nothing crazy. Nothing. There's no shit talking almost. Canelo's like really quiet and conservative. You see, like, I don't know what to say. Like, I feel like Canelo needs to talk some shit. And people are saying it's because he can't speak English. He needs to speak some English and talk some shit. Speaking English will help, obviously, because Triple G does speak English. Although, obviously not like a person who's born in like an English-speaking country, or he grew up in an English-speaking country, but he can still speak good English. Canelo, he doesn't speak as much English as Triple G does. From what it seems like, it could be a lie. But he doesn't really need to speak English to promote the fight. At the end of the day, look how much like Spanish people, like Spanish-speaking audience will be there. It will be a huge fight. The Spanish-speaking audience is a big part of boxing audience. And obviously, even if there's no Spanish-speaking fighters fighting, there'll still be a decent amount of people, at least in America, watching the fight that are Spanish-speaking people, like Mexicans, like Puerto Ricans, like all these people. They will tune in. If it's a big fight, even if it's amongst two non-Spanish-speaking people, if it's a big fight, some Spanish people will tune in for sure. So these Hispanic people, this Latinos, and all these people will tune in. And you know, they understand Spanish, so there's no problem with Canelo speaking Spanish. Plus, there's a translator anyway. Canelo sits, he can boss the whole press conference around. He knows that, man. He can boss this whole shit. Canelo tries to be this good guy, but you know, there's a little bit of arsehole into him. I can tell that, man. The way he's doing this Super Canelo way, the Canelo way, all that shit that he did. Canelo could be saying mad shit. Some real mad shit. And Triple G he need to say some shit too. The only reason this is a real fight and that people are kind of like wanting to watch it is because it's Canelo and Triple G. It's in the ring. They need to do some shit outside the ring. No way Mayweather McGregor would be like a competitive fight. No one thought like, most people think it won't be a competitive fight, right? Obviously there are people that think Conor McGregor would win, but even if you think this is a mismatch, you're still going to tune in after the press conferences, after the 4 press conferences that happened. The face-off, the shit talking, the money throwing and shit. You're definitely gonna tune in, right? And I'm not saying that Triple G and Canelo has to be all that flamboyant and staged and shit, because it doesn't have to be. It has to be some real shit. Canelo is just saying that people have been doubting me, but they've been calling me a bitch, calling me a pussy, all that. But you know what? I'm gonna prove everyone wrong. Triple G, he ain't never fought anyone like me. He never fought any top fighters on a consistent basis. As soon as he stepped up, he lost. He should have lost to Danny Jacobs. All that shit that he could have said, right? Triple G can come around saying, you fought a 154 fighter and you fought the worst 154 fighter out there. Then you fought a Mecha who's glass chin, blah, blah, blah. You can say that shit, man. But it's like a dead press conference. It's like, yeah, whatever. For real, it's almost like, with the Mayweather-McGregor thing. I know the Mayweather-McGregor fight is happening first. But it's like almost people forgot about the Canelo-Triple G fight. And that's the real fight. Even hardcore boxing fans forgot about the fight. Almost as if that's what it feels like to me. So that's the thing, like, man, some of these Floyd Mayweather really knows. He really knows how to grab people's attention. You have to keep in mind, right? If you want to be huge, like people that want to turn pro, right? You got super great skills. If you're listening to this, let's say you want to turn pro, whatever, and you got great skills. Learn from Floyd Mayweather when it comes to making money and getting big name. He used to have poor pay-per-view record sales, right? Poor pay-per-view sales, poor ticket sales, blah, 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 all that shit, right? Now he's the highest paid athlete in the world, ever. That says a lot about Floyd Mayweather Jr. And Canelo Canelo's what? The youngest guy to hit 1 million pay-per-view buys? He can do better, man. I think age for age, he did better than Floyd Mayweather Jr. in terms of record sales and all that. He could definitely do better. He need to be talking some shit, man. It doesn't even have to be brash and all that. It has to be a little bit here, like Canelo Chavez, right? That's the thing. Canelo and Chavez there was a lot of shit talking. I think Chavez kind of instigated that, but I'm not sure, man. I feel like someone needs to instigate some shit talking out there. But the thing is, Chavez they can kind of speak the same language, and it's like there's a language barrier. That might be why, because I know Canelo might not have to speak. They might have to speak English. He feels like he might have to speak English. And Triple G, obviously, English is not his first language. There's always that barrier, But Canelo was talking a little bit shit. Chavez and Canelo was talking some shit in the build up to the Canelo Chavez fight. But that could be staged. But even then, that doesn't even matter. I actually feel like Canelo is not hitting his potential because of this when it comes to the potential of selling fights and shit like that. Maybe they're going to talk shit after the Mayweather-McGregor fight. I hope they do. I hope there's some shit talking in the weigh-ins but there was none of that, man. I really hope they do. But let me know what you think. I feel like Canelo has to do that. I feel like Canelo can reach great heights. It'll be Canelo and Anthony Joshua who becomes the biggest name in boxing. Within the next 3 years, we'll probably find out. I think Canelo Alvarez, because I think he's a better fighter overall. But we're yet to see that. 93 Boxing. Don't forget to subscribe. Comment down below. Like the video. I'm out. 93 Boxing. I'm back with a quick video. Canelo Alvarez versus Triple G will fight after the...